Yeah, so good morning, everyone, once again. I'm really excited to share with you another practice where we're balancing the pranas of the body. And today you will need a couple blocks and a strap for class. In balancing the pranas of the body, I'm trying to bring us to that place where we're kind of reconciling the mental habits that pull us away, like that pendulum of craving and aversion, craving and aversion. Hi, honey. Because that is part of what's causing us to swing into what we call the near enemy and the far enemy in the Brahmaviharas. So the near enemy is like a fork in the road between I could go towards the Brahmavihara, I recognize I'm at the near enemy, or I could go to the far enemy. I recognize I'm at the fork in the road. So for example, with mudita, the near enemy is comparison. So if I'm living in others or me and my former self or my future self, if I'm living in comparison, I could say, oh, now is a moment to move towards mudita. So if it's between comparing myself to others, I can go mudita, happiness for their happiness, appreciation for their good circumstances, a kind of joy for their inner joy. Or I can go from comparison into envy or jealousy, and then I'm pulled further from myself, and I make the pendulum of craving and aversion swing more. So we're here to identify at the fork in the road how to make the choice to go to mudita. And this choice is choiceless when you feel like your energy field, your vibration, your prana is organized. It's like you're resting in the love that you would be. So let's see how it goes, please. Bring your hands together at your heart. And I'm going to chant this early on in the class so that I might be able to prevent these guys from being too anxious. The kitties. So we're at the fork in the road right now. You can see yourself making the choice for yoga. Shanti Om. We only repeated twice this morning to respect the threshold of the kittens with the harmonium. But you can have your third repetition in silence inside. May this practice protect you from taking the fork in the road that's not advantageous. May this practice nourish you to choose the fork in the road that is wise. May you have the strength to choose when needed. May the choice you make move you from darkness to light. May you not feel impatient with yourself along the way. You may bow your head to your heart. Release your hands. I know that basket's up there for you. Can you do it? Oh, look at that. It's yours. That's where your mama and papa spent their first yoga classes here, too. Right there. Okay, let me change the microphone. That's Papa Kitty, by the way. And that's who we call Biddy. The name's Itty Bitty Teeny and Me. That one is Biddy. The others are asleep right now, so I didn't bring them over. Okay, please come to Vajrasana, kneeling. And when you come to kneeling, do it so that you're comfortable. It's okay to put some support between your hips and your heels or under your feet. And of course, you want to have the padding underneath your whole seat that you feel like you. Okay. And then when kneeling, place your palms face down on your thighs. Lift the upper palate and the base of your skull. And start now coming into the Ujjayi sound that you're going to hear with your inner ear. And listen to the Ujjayi to make it smooth and now also consistent. So as you get your breath going, balance the inhale with the exhale. And once you feel the length of the breath that's yours for right now, then start adding the arms. Inhale, palms up and overhead. Exhale, palms forward and down. Inhale, palms forward and up. And imagine this as the gesture of like, can I make the wise choice? Can I be victorious? That's a word we use in yoga. And then this exhale, arms and palms down. Can I be deeply relaxed along the way? Once more, inhale, palms forward and up. And exhale, palms forward and down, still using the Ujjayi. Now we're going to add to the sequence. So on the inhale, raise up to your high knees. On the exhale, come down to child's pose. Inhale, raise up on the knees. This is a little bit of a back bend in the heart. Exhale, come down to child's pose. Keep the breath balanced and do it twice more, please. I don't want to sit on you, little. There, hi. One more time at your breath pace. Rise back up to Vajrasana. Palms face down in your lap, and just notice the influence of one simple practice in your mood or your body or in that recalibration of the prana. You're now taking the fists. We'll start at the back near the kidneys and the adrenals. The lower back. The sides of the waist. The back of the pelvis, the outer hips. And down the thighs, the outer thighs. And then let's do this in child's pose. So come forward. Think about moving the energy down. So you're going from the back of the diaphragm, kidneys, adrenals, and then down the outsides of the thighs towards the knees. And then rise up to kneeling, and let's go down the front of the thighs. Hi. And then sit quietly and notice. So you are kneeling for a bit, which means there's less circulation going down the legs. Okay. Bring your attention to the solar plexus, and this is also to move energy out. So we did the back body, now we're on the front body, Bhastrika. Inhale through the nose up to suspension. On the exhale, fold forward to child's pose. And then rise back up to kneeling, round number 2. And again, I'm going to acknowledge that we are kneeling for quite some time. This is not going to be forever, but it is for the moment. So Bhastrika. Inhale to suspension. And exhale to child's pose. Inhale, rise up, Ujjayi. Take the arms up overhead. And exhale to child's pose. Once more. Come to kneeling. Kapalabhati. Exhale. Inhale to suspension. And exhale to child's pose. Rise up, and then last round for kneeling, Kapalabhati. Exhale completely. Inhale to suspension. And exhale to child's pose. Inhale, rise up, arms up. Exhale, child's pose. Once more. Hi, little one. And now to release the legs from kneeling, lie on your back. Shavasana. Hi, honey. And watch the energy going from the belly and the pelvis down the legs. It may or may not be subtle, but you can tune into it once it goes from gross to subtle to more subtle, the energy moving down. So from the abdominal region, down the legs, Apana Vayu. Now bring the right knee in towards your chest. Clasp your hands behind your right hamstring. Inhale, take your right heel up towards the ceiling. Exhale, bend your knee, curl your head up towards your knee. Inhale, go up as you release your upper back and head down. Exhale, curl in, bend your right knee. Inhale up. So this is a variation on Apanasana. Exhale, bring your head towards your knee. One more time. Apanasana basically means the pose that makes apana work better. But sometimes it's called the wind relieving pose in English. So right now we're addressing the colon. Last time, take the right heel up. And then exhale, and with your legs straight to the best of your ability, lower down back towards Shavasana. Try not to use the elbows to brace against the floor. And then bring your left knee up to your chest, even if there's a kitten on it. And as you inhale, take the left heel skyward. And exhale, bend your left knee, curl your head to your knee. Inhale, raise up. And exhale, head to knee. Inhale, lengthen up. Lower the back of your shoulder blades and head down. Exhale, squeeze in. And once more, inhale to go up. And exhale to squeeze in. So this one, you'll take the left heel up, make the legs strong, and without using your elbows to brace you on the floor, so you could actually hold the elbows up, take the left leg down slowly. And you're supporting that from inside the inner belly and the psoas. And then bring both knees up to your chest. Okay, with the inhale, you can take the legs up towards straight. And then exhale, bend the knees, curl up. Inhale, take the heels up, head down. Exhale to curl in. Inhale, legs up, head down. And exhale, curl in. And now this time when you take the heels up and the head down, then lower both legs simultaneously using the strength of the inner belly. So not the arms doing it. Don't land on the kitten. And then again, relax from the belly down to your feet. Especially relax the mind. So the mind is not pulling your prana back up to your head. You're just going downstream, downstream for right now. The first part of our practice is this releasing prana that goes upwards. But we're doing the cleansing first. Okay, and then please bend both knees. Roll to your side and come up to Prasarita Padottanasana, the standing wide leg forward bend. Good morning, Biddy. This is familiar to me because Nandita and Nakula did the same thing in the yoga class. Okay, walk your hands out in Prasarita, bow the torso forward, and return to the balance of inhale and exhale in Ujjayi. You're really giving yourself like a yoga medicine treatment right now. So be really thoughtful. The inhale balances with the exhale. Remind yourself that you're practicing so when the fork in the road comes during the day, you choose the Brahmavihara, not the near enemy or the far enemy. So breathing in smoothly. May your practice at the fork in the road protect you from making the wrong decision. Breathing out, may your practice, of course, nourish you to make the right decision, the wise decision. May you have the strength you need at the moments where it feels more challenging, so that you can be moved from darkness, tamas, to light, tejas. May you not experience impatience with yourself along the way. Now please walk your hands back towards your feet, up your legs to your hips, and rise up to standing. Turn the toes out and come down to the jazz dance warm-up pose. You press out with your hands on the knees and lengthen the inner thighs, left to right. You can bring your gaze down towards the floor, and let's focus now on the inhale. Remember the inhale the inhale pause is like you're at the top of the inhale, no more breath is coming, but you still have the movement of the muscles that make the inhale. And the exhale pause, like you squeeze the exhale out completely, the belly is toned, no more breath is leaving, but it feels like you're still making an exhale. And do that twice more, where you're really also kind of supervising yourself at the transitions between the inhale and the exhale, and exhale to inhale. We want those transitions to be really smooth. Now continue the same, but turn your left hand in and twist to your right. Keep the pelvis centered, the legs stable, so the twist you can feel like in the inner pelvis and across the left lower back. Lengthen the left side of your waist by keeping, again, both arms straight. Come to center and then change to the other side. Turn your right hand in and twist to your left. Keep both elbows straight. And the Ujjayi breath balanced between inhale and exhale. And then return to center. Please straighten both legs. Make your feet parallel. And this time when you come down to Prasarita, we're going to go back to a little bit of Topotnant and then work with the inseam of the leg. So take your fists to the kidneys. Lower back. Sides of the waist. Back of the pelvis. Oh, hi, Nicola. The outer hips. And then outer thighs all the way down to the outer shins too. And then down here at the bottom, please take your thumbs and find your ankle bones on the inside. And then you go about 3 finger widths up from the ankle bone and place your thumb there on each side. And give a little massage right at the tender spot, which is where the kidney, spleen, and liver meridians all come together. They cross right there together. And keeping your thumbs there as you inhale, glide your heart forward. And then exhale and deeply bow towards your legs. Inhale, glide forward. And exhale to bow towards your legs. And do that one more time. Inhale, glide forward. And exhale to bow towards your legs. Now come to something that you think of as the middle between those two options. And glide your pelvis to your left. You're going to feel the upper inner right thigh. You keep the legs straight. Glide your pelvis to center, and then to your right, you might feel the upper inner left thigh. When you glide the pelvis side to side, it is going to be based on your genetics and the shape of your hip sockets. And so how far you'll go will be different person to person, might even be different side to side. If you can keep a little gentle pressure on the acupuncture point that we have and go side to side a couple times more. And then bring yourself to center, and let's place the hands up on the hips and please rise up to standing. Okay, and come into mountain pose, heel toe, mountain pose. Okay. So notice the energy in your body, because we're going to be shifting now from this downward focus of apana to the upward focus of prana. So notice where things are right now. Just how grounded might you feel, or what's happening with the mind. Maybe it has less rubbish, that's what I call it. It's a word from yoga. I'm not judging you. Okay, now for the movement upwards from the low belly, upwards through the torso, we're going to use the sun salutation. So please turn to the side of your mat that you used for Surya Namaskar, and you can place your blocks at the ready. If you're using blocks, which I'm going to be using, and come into mountain pose. Yeah. Join your palms together at your heart. Place a kitten on your toes. Hi, honey. If you don't have a kitten to place on the toes, you can just visualize a kitten on your toes. Okay, and then let's begin using the Ujjayi breath. So inhale the hands down, palms forward, and then arms up. Exhale, keep raising up with your arms, bend the knees to chair pose. Inhale, little back bend in the heart. Raise the arms enthusiastically. Exhale, pour yourself down to Uttanasana, straighten the legs, energize from your heels to your hips. Inhale, glide forward, lift the base of your skull and your heart. Exhale, bend your knees, take the left toes straight back. Inhale, rise to your crescent lunge. And then exhale, open the arms like the letter Y. You've been clearing from the pelvis of the belly. Now we can raise up clear energy like a clear spring from the earth, going up towards your heart. And then exhale, reach forward, bow forward. You can touch the blocks or the floor. Hi, honey. Inhale backwards to dog pose. Exhale forward to plank pose. Inhale to cow pose. Exhale to the shape of seal pose. Bring your hips forward, prepare the structure of the body. And then inhale, look up and energize your seal pose. Exhale, plank. Inhale, downward facing dog. And then exhale, left foot forward between your hands. Inhale, rise to your crescent and take the arms like the letter Y. And again, visualize the energy that you are raising up now. Keep the foundation strong, that's still important. But as you're lifting up, think of the clear channel of the chakras, especially moving from the lower pelvis up to the heart. And then exhale, bow forward, touch the blocks or the floor. And inhale, step backwards, downward dog pose. Exhale, plank pose, tone the lower belly. Inhale, cow pose. And then exhale, hips forward to the seal pose. And inhale to light it up. Exhale, plank. Inhale, downward facing dog. Exhale, right foot forward, left knee to the floor. Watching out for kittens. Inhale to Anjaneyasana, please. And again, take the arms like the letter Y. Snug the shoulder blades into the upper back. So if you turn the triceps forward, your shoulder blades are going to hug the upper back a little bit more. And then exhale, and as you bow forward this time, reach past your right inner thigh. So come to the inside of the inner thigh there as you come forward. You are momentarily closing the right hip more strongly. And then place your hands on either side of your right ankle and inhale, step back to dog pose. Exhale, left foot forward and right knee down. Inhale, rise up, Anjaneyasana. Again, turn the triceps in so the shoulder blades hug the heart, and visualize the energy that you are raising up from the pelvis upwards through the chakras to the heart. And then exhale, come forward and reach past your left inner thigh. So bring your torso to the inside of the inner thigh, walk the hands forward. I am using my right hand for stability because I'm still supporting my left hip to heal. You, of course, could do the same if you prefer. And then place your hands at the ready and inhale, step backwards, downward dog pose. Exhale to plank pose. Inhale, cow pose. And exhale, seal pose. And then inhale to light that up, and this time lift the knees so it's upward facing dog pose. Exhale, plank. Inhale, downward facing dog. Okay, exhale, right foot forward. Pivot the left heel down and rise up to warrior one. Warrior one, I'm going to ask you to pivot the back heel down so it's on a little angle. I'm looking at you in my big mirror from my monitor. Yeah. And make the left leg really strong so you're definitely pressing back into your inner heel. Then lift the pubic bone and open the arms like a letter Y. May we choose at the fork in the road, may we make the wise choice. And with an exhale, start reaching forward. Good timing, Biddy. Reach forward and come past your right inner thigh. You can bring the fingertips down to the floor if you like. And come on the inner edge of your right thigh, so you even might have the torso, like for some of you, slightly lower than your right knee. Not everybody, but some. So this puts a closure into the right hip and the femoral artery. So you're just keeping track that as we're raising energy, we're not getting ungrounded. So prana and apana are still balanced. Keeping your right heel grounded, walk your hands back to the 2 blocks and inhale to downward dog pose. And then exhale, left foot forward. Pivot the right heel to the floor and rise up to warrior one. And again, make the arms like the letter Y. Do you really want the back heel here to be grounded? You want to come up? You can come up. Oh, it's a little bit of a jump. There you go. Oh, you went all the way up. Okay. All right. So keep track of the legs, and once more, inhale, raise the heart, make the Y shape of the arms. And then exhale and bow forward. Gently place your kitten back on the floor. And walk the arms forward of the inner thigh. So that forward you're going to modify for yourself as I'm doing, or you're going to enjoy deeply for yourself as I'm not yet doing. But the walk forward, you might find the torso goes lower than your left inner thigh. You are temporarily closing the left hip. And then once more, take a deep breath in. Place your hands on the floor or the blocks, depending on how you're practicing, and inhale backwards to downward facing dog pose. Exhale forward to plank. Now the legs are neutral. You're not in flexion nor extension. Inhale to cow pose. You're in flexion at the hips. Extension for the heart. And then exhale, bring the spine and the pelvis forward into seal pose. And inhale, upward facing dog pose. Follow your next exhale to plank. And then downward dog pose. Okay, and step one foot forward, then the other foot forward. And come to Uttanasana. And then inhale, rise all the way up. And exhale, come down to your heart. That was pretty fun. You did your first sun salutation. There you go. Okay, stand in mountain pose, please. Just mountain pose. And notice what's happening in the body. We're going to add a strap for the hands and shoulders, so please reach for your strap. This is sometimes a risk when there's a kitten involved. We shall see. Let's make the strap so it's going to be shoulder width apart, left to right, like this. Yeah. See, that's what I thought was going to happen. It's a long enough strap we can share it. You might want the other end though. There you go. Okay, let's place the strap around your wrists from behind, please. Set your shoulders back. Yeah. Take the feet wide like Prasarita Padottanasana. And come down. Hello. Okay, with the hand on the strap, please press out against the strap with both of your wrists. Roll your shoulders back, hug the upper back and the shoulder blades. And then inhale, glide your heart forward, squeeze the outer heels, outer hips, and hamstrings into action. And then exhale. Hips stable. And exhale to bow. And so when you're going forward, it's not that you're hinging from your rib cage. We actually are lifting from the pelvis. So you should feel your hamstrings are helping you to bring your heart forward. The hamstrings are helping to lift the torso. So one more time, inhale. Just the hamstrings helping. Root your sitting bones down, tailbone down, and then standing back bend. So raise the heart up, open your throat, squeeze the shoulders back. And exhale, return to what you think of as center here. Drop the strap into one hand, and we'll go heel toe, heel toe, heel toe to mountain pose. And take notice of your shoulders and your arms. The heart is going to be recirculating back down through the arms. Really important. What are you noticing? Okay, now take the same strap, step to the front of your mat, place it behind your wrists, watching out for small fuzzy creatures chewing on your strap. Please take the left foot back. Pivot your left heel down so your base is really stable, like warrior one legs. That's it, yeah. And even tone the left butt. So when you press your left heel down, squeeze the hip muscles on both sides. And we can say tone, we can say squeeze. I will say don't tighten or tense them. but you want to use the outer hips here right now on both legs. You can press the arms back, raise up through your chest and heart, and to the best of your ability, look up. Now, keeping the arms stable, look forward, keeping your back leg strong and your front hip stable. Start coming forward. Raise the arms towards the ceiling. Bow your torso along the inner edge of your right leg. Hi. Did that strap win? You can keep attacking it. Oh, there you go. Yeah, you get it. So here the hips don't sashay to the right. Keep the outer right hip stable. You can look back towards your left heel and just sense the right outer hip moving towards your left heel. And then root down from your right hip into your heel. And as you're rising up, use the right hamstring to bring your torso up. And then let's exhale, release your hands in the strap, and see if you can take one big step forward where your left foot is going to meet your right foot. And we'll do the other side. So stepping back, watching out for white fuzzy creatures. Watch yourself there. Yeah, thank you. Okay. Step back and place the right heel to the floor. And same thing with the legs. Yeah, press into your heel and the outer hip is strong, even on the back leg. Yeah. You set the shoulders back, set the arms back. Keep your front knee over your front heel. That's right, yeah. And then raising up. And the lift up is the whole inner body. It's not that you're just tipping the rib cage backwards as if you were tipping a lampshade. You're using the whole inner body. Okay, now with an exhale, look forward. Make the back leg very stable. And as you come forward, raise your arms towards the ceiling and bow over the space where your inner left thigh is. And as you bow on this one, again, the torso can come down against the upper inner left thigh. With the arms in the strap and the arms going up towards the ceiling, it's called Niralambaya, unsupported. Now put some awareness into your left hamstring. And as you inhale, start raising up through your torso by energizing your left hip and hamstring. And as you return to this little back bend, keep the left hamstring strong and make the right leg powerful. And then exhale, look forward, release your strap, and try on taking one big step with your right foot to meet your left foot. And you can put the strap aside. Give it to the kitten. And in mountain pose, again, take notice. What does the energy feel like in your body? What's happening? I'm going to take you on a yoga adventure in a moment for a pose that we have done before, but in a way that we haven't done it. We're going to add something to it. So notice what's happening right now with this energy in the body. You want to get into that basket? Need a little lift? You gonna figure it out? It's kind of a big jump for you right now. Here you go. There you are. It's all yours. Yep. Okay, please come down to the floor. And I'd like you to have a block and a strap close by. For some of you, it's gonna make more sense to use 2 blocks, and you'll see that in just a moment. You don't want to be in the basket? You had a change of mind? Oh, it's because I moved the strap. Yeah, hi, honey. Are you having fun? It's your first full yoga class. Yeah. Oh, let's do the boat pose for a few moments. But this is not what I was going to do with you guys, but I got distracted. Hi. Yeah. Okay, cross your ankles, release your boat pose if you were joining me in boat pose, and please lie on your back. Okay, so the practice we're going to do, I'll describe. You don't have to turn your head to see it. Some of you will recognize the beginning of it. And then there'll be this one variation that we're going to be doing. So place the loop for your strap near to where you can reach it. And then you're going to either take 2 blocks flat like this to go under the pelvis, or 1 block medium, or in my case, 1 block tall. But to get to that 1 block tall, I have to tippy toe because I don't have very long legs. And this is going to go under the back of your sacrum. You don't want the strap to be under the block. You don't want the kitten to be under the block either. So then you reach for your strap, which was moved by the kitten, and place your wrists back in that loop. Bridge pose, we also use it for candlestick pose. So you're going to press the shoulders really firmly down towards the floor. And that brings the shoulder blades into the back of the heart. So we're really focusing here on the heart chakra, and also what we would call Vyana Vayu, the circulatory principle from the heart. This actually does deliberately close the throat center or tones it down. So your gaze can be in towards your heart. And then if you're stable enough, bring your right knee in and your right leg up. So it's called Ekapada Setubandhasana, one-footed bridge pose. If your blocks are really stable and the shoulders are also stable, you can take the left leg up to one-footed bridge pose. Now two-footed means that we've changed it to the candlestick pose. This is called the candlestick because the legs are like the candle, and the torso is as if you were holding the candle holder, you know, with the little thing where you put your finger or your thumb. So keep the heart raised up. The legs actually can be pretty relaxed up overhead. You can decorate them by spreading the toes. It should not feel like your hip flexors are working a mile a minute, nor that your hamstrings are actually getting a stretch right now. If that's the case, gently cross the ankles and bend your knees a little so the knees go out and the hip flexors hopefully relax some, and the hamstrings should not feel problematic to you. You release the yoga strap. Bend your knees. Take the left foot back to the floor completely. Right knee to the chest. Notice any stretch on the left hip flexor. And then you're going to bring the right foot under using your right hand. So what you do there is I've taken the right foot past its place on the floor, so the toes are tucked under, pointing towards my head. So I'm on the top of my right foot, just on the top of the toes. Stretch the right thigh forward. It is a big stretch for the hip flexors and the quadriceps. For those who are feeling stable and fancy, you can take the left leg back up to the candlestick pose. Of course, you have to think about what your body can do and what's useful to you. Like, is the sacrum still stable if you were going to pick up the left foot? Okay, switch the right foot out, bridge pose. Keeping the pelvis really stable and the shoulders anchored, pick up the left knee, bring it towards your chest. And then pointing the left toes, bring it down past its starting position. Use your left hand to tuck the left foot under. So you'll probably feel your left quadriceps, left hip flexors. Keep the heart rising up. And if your sacrum is stable and the shoulders are stable and you feel like decorating, you can take the right leg up to the candlestick pose. There's only value in that if it's a stable experience for you. And the value is that it stretches the left hip flexors and quads a little bit more. It asks your body to keep track of complex actions, so your brain is helping to stay really present. But again, only if it's a stable pose for you. Then you can touch the right foot back down, tone the low belly, take the left foot out. You're back in the supported bridge pose. And it's time then to pick up the hips, remove the block, do not lay down on the kitten. Take your hips back to the floor and slide the legs out. Now energy is going to go downstream when you release that pose, but energy is also still going upstream. So this is a pose where when you release it, the apana and pranavayu are kind of bidirectional. Notice, for example, the forehead, the space between the eyebrows. And see if you can notice all the way down to your toes. And let your body start getting heavier and more deeply relaxed. Okay, to finish this, so we can bring the energy back in for Shavasana, raise both knees up to your chest like we did earlier. And when you bring the hands around behind the hamstrings, you could clasp them if you like. Enjoy your inhale. And as you exhale, curl your head up. Inhale, take the legs up, put your head down. And exhale, curl your head up. And inhale, take the legs up. And then start to lower the legs without using the arms. Use your inner belly, your psoas. And come to Shavasana. And in your Shavasana, you can cover up, especially if you're at risk of kitten attacks. Yeah. And let all of the activities now fade. So all actions fade to stillness. All efforts come back to ease. Let your body be recalibrated by the practice. There's nothing more for you to do. And so you even surrender the breath. Let everything become very still, as when the wind subsides and the trees are still, the traffic subsides and the freeways are still, the radio broadcast subsides and the airwaves are silent. And picture yourself in the absence of craving, the absence of noise, the absence of aversion, the absence of comparison, the absence of wanting things to be different. Let everything settle, all the pranas or the intelligence of the body coming back into its harmony and rhythm. Just allow the medicine to continue moving in you. It most certainly knows what to do. Encourage your mind not to get in your way here. The absence of comparison, the absence of grasping, the absence of planning. Hey. Let your body rest deeply for another minute, and the mind as well. The absence of the near enemy or the far enemy, the fullness of the Brahma Viharas, the fullness of the heart. And then please lightly wiggle your fingers and your toes. Please bend your knees and roll to your side. We're going to come up to take a seat. And when you come to your seat, please make it a comfortable seat for meditation. Do not sit on your kitten. Hi. So when you come to your seat, try to make a stable kind of pyramid position. Mm-hmm. And even if you have adorable thoughts, even if you have, the sorts of thoughts that you would enjoy, try to practice meditation without following your thoughts. So you can rest your palms face down. That's more for grounding, or palms face up, more for receptivity or optimism. Let your body choose what feels natural right now. Just see if you can sense, even if there is still some inner static or inner noise, can you sense the fullness of mudita? That you be able to freely practice, joyfully practice appreciative joy on behalf of those who are having beneficial circumstances. They're having good fortune in their life, and maybe seasonal. They're having happiness. It could be a seasonal experience for them, and they may not know that. Can you practice a fullness of heart in their direction? And you can raise your hands to your heart and just imagine in the center of the palms, you are placing your intention for mudita. Imagine placing that intention in your hands so that then the actions of the day, things that you touch and hold, for example, are going to be infused with that intention. And then you can bow your head to your heart. And release your hands as you're ready to. You're welcome to open your eyes. Biddy had to sit in my hands as her meditation. There you go. You're very relaxed now. You sorted it through. Okay. Yeah, they can see you. You can't see them though. I know you can't look that far and focus on the, you can't focus on the big monitor. Yeah. Thank you all for welcoming the distraction of Bitty Kitty. It's her first yoga class. Oh, she looks so relaxed right now. You're gonna fall asleep in my hands. But I do actually have to put you down. Can I do that? How about here? Oh, where's your papa? He's hiding under the curtain over there. Hi. Yeah. Okay. Any questions from you all for class this morning? Let me go where I can see if I can do it. I actually need my block is my mouse pad. Okay. So any questions that I can answer for a few moments?